Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are doing my first project for Fancy Pants using the Enchanted Garden collection. I recently unboxed this video on my channel and it's the one that's fall colors with all the little gnomes and mushroom little homes and pumpkins and gourds, and oh so cute for the fall time. This collection is available at fancypants.com. I will leave it linked down below along with other collections that have recently released, and when you use my code moments10 you will get 10% savings on your purchase, and that would help me out a lot. So for today I'm doing something a little bit different. I've already done the base of it because I didn't want to fuss and fumble with it off on camera. So we're just going to make an accordion folder, accordion mini book. I am currently taking a class through scrapbookandcards.com. I will also leave that link down below. It's a class with Andrea Lake. So that's also why I did this off camera, because I didn't want to, even though it's obviously quite simple, to give away any of that information that I took the class for. It's actually reasonably priced. It's only $30, and there are 6 lessons, and I'm only in the middle of lesson 2, and lesson 2 is the accordion mini album. So that's what we're gonna make today. So I don't have pictures per se right now, but with me right now, you're gonna go along and we're gonna decorate the pages in here and do all the embellishment, and hopefully, if time permits, if I make this long enough, I will have little pictures. So I'm thinking that they're going to be either like 2x2s in here, or actually probably the little, let me see, I have 2x2s right here. Yeah, 2x2s would fit, or when they are like 3? 2x3s would fit. When I do the 4 on a 4x6, that would also fit. So depending on how many pictures. So if I have a cover and a back cover, it would be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So I would need 12 photos of something. But maybe I'm thinking also it could be like a theme. Like if I just do all sorts of photos I have of like Valentina with the dogs, or me with the dogs, or just outdoor fun or something like that. So let's get to decorating it. So I've pulled, so these are the papers in the collection. If you saw that unboxing, I think I did go through everything. Everything is 2 of each. And then the ones that I flipped them over, and then this is the opposite side. So for instance, like this one, if I can, these are the 2. So I think because I have them both pulled, because I like both of these together. And then I pulled this one because that all went. And then I pulled the marigold kind of color. And then this one. So yeah, I want to use pieces of these because I like this colorway together, is what I'm thinking, and I have the sticker sheet ready to go. I just didn't want to incorporate like the blue or the navy in the collection, and not too much of the true coral was my mindset on things. So I will save the rest of the papers for my second project using this collection. So let's get decorating this fun mini album. Oh, and I also have this grosgrain ribbon that's from this pack. I've been using it a lot. It's the fall collection trim from Michael's. And so I took out the piece of grosgrain ribbon, and we will, when we decorate it, figure out probably cut it in half, like so. Probably don't need that much, but maybe I'll cut this in half and then cut that in half for the both pieces. Is that a better length? Yeah, that's probably a better length once it's like tucked behind whatever I put there. That way there can be a small bow or some sort of closure. Okay, so let's get started. And remember, I do have, so let me see. Let me pull this here, put this aside for my next project. And I have the thicker collection to use, the ephemera, which has like the little characters of gnomes and little, which I definitely want to use a bunch of. And then these are all the floral bits as well. And then the enamel dots. So we'll make it very embellished and cute, and that way it's ready to go to hold pictures. If like I said, if I do a theme, I think I'm doing, probably I like that idea of like pictures with the dogs, because I always just take a selfie or 2, and maybe I'll also make them probably all black and white so that they stay consistent no matter when I took them outside or inside. And that way it'll be a nice little fun collection of all the pictures of probably most likely me and Valentina with the dogs on different days, because I'm always for a good selfie with the puppies because there are puppies and I can't help myself. So let's cut this in half already and save the other half for another project. Okay, so what I first start doing is going through the papers and cutting them down to the size I want in order to fit inside the space allotted, with leaving like a 1/4 inch around the outside. So I don't think I really did any measuring, but it might have been like 2 3/4. I could be lying. In essence, try to do your measurements so that it is sitting on the inside of your accordion cardstock, with a little bit of a border is the look I was going for. Now I was attempting to like machine stitch all of these papers as well, just for some added interest. But for my first time around, I thought, Ty, don't overdo it. Let's just see how this comes out. So I have my cards ready to go, and I'm just trying to kind of get like an order on which would be good. And here I am just like thinking and fiddling. So when I'm doing it, I also know that I also don't want 2 of the same pattern papers on the same opening spread. So none of them are like duplicated, was the first task when I did it. And then figuring out which one I wanted for the cover and which one I wanted for the back cover. And in the end, I went with that big kind of pumpkin one for the back cover because I just loved that image so much I didn't want to block it. And I went with the like neutral taupey colored one. That way anything I layered on top of it would kind of shine through and not compete with any other patterns, because I knew I wanted to kind of layer up a few embellishments, put a title on there, and make it really, dimensional and layered. So that was just the mindset there. And so I have a few left over. So here I am remembering about the ribbon. And I go ahead and able to lift up one side of it before it got kind of permanently stuck down. And I'm just using the Nuvo liquid glue. And you will see in the final product that I learned the hard way that I should have done it on both sides. Because when it's adhered here, it's meant for if it had like a spine and really a true book to have closures on one side versus both of them when they are an accordion album. So I do think I make mention of that in the outro, but just wanted you to show you the process of when I did add it up, because it didn't phase me at this point, that it was still going to be able to be opened up on the other side. I was just making sure I had my ribbons attached nicely. So here I am thumbing through all of the ephemera pack pieces. This is the set that has the little gnomes and the little houses, and these little trays are from Target. They're actually lids to a bathroom bin system so that they're stackable, but I just like the lids for exactly what I'm using, like dumping out the ephemera so that they don't scatter everywhere and they stay in one place. So I'm just trying to add one of the little gnome homes and some embellishments from the floral pack, and then deciding on what sort of small title will fit across it, because I do believe the width of it is 4 inches, so some of them were longer than 4 inches, and they were going to hang over, which isn't a problem, but I just wanted to be conscious that it didn't. So if you had yours hang over, that is quite all right as well. So I thought I was going to be able to do like the little house and a gnome, but it looked too busy, and I really just love this mushroom house on its own. So I just save all the gnomes for like the other areas in the mini album, which work out perfectly anyway, because after I add 2 of these little mushrooms on pop dots and I put the title of love on there, and that sums it up. And then toward the end, when you see the outro pictures, I do go in and add gold splatter once I'm all done with all of the little pages, and then also add in some of the enamel dots that come with the collection, as well as some sequins that I did show you in the beginning of the video. They're from Spiegelmom Scraps, and I will leave everything linked down below. So then when I'm working on the inside, I came back thinking like, okay, should I go ahead and print off a bunch of black and white photos so that the photos don't compete with the album? And I just went ahead and cut white cardstock down to like 2 by 2 squares and then 3 by 2 squares, and thought, you know what, let me just kind of have this as an album where anyone can do it, and then anyone can see their own pictures in it. So like I said, if you are taking a trip or you gone apple picking and you take multiple photos and want to use this little mini album as a source to hold all those memories, you can envision your own pictures in there rather than have it with all of mine already. Was just my mindset for, I guess, my first time doing one of these little mini albums. I know plenty of creators that probably still put their own photos in there. But like I said, that was just kind of my mind. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just not show any photos. Let me just show where the photos will go, like placeholders. And I just took the time to embellish each one. I made sure to have the variety and show the collection. And like I said previously, like I do at the end, after I end with this layer of it, I do go in with the wet stuff like the paint splatters, and also go in with all the sequins, which takes longer to dry. But overall, it's adorable. Okay, that will wrap up the completion of this little mini album, you guys. Okay, so three things. One, the ribbon did not work. You saw me kind of adhere it, and I ended up taking it off and cutting it from here, because having the ribbon on the inside, because it's an accordion, always had this side buckle. So I should have done it like on the back, coming out both sides, and then have it wrapped to the front to close it. But since I had used liquid glue to put this down, if I attempted to take it apart, it would just discombobulate the whole thing. So I just said no ribbons. But that was learning thing number one, that when I do an accordion, it needs to come from both sides and meet in the middle, whether it's top to bottom and meet in the middle there. But yeah, so it'll just sit, you know, quite cute in my room, just like that. Also off camera, I did some Heidi Swap Gold splatters. And then I also added some sequins from Spiegelmom Scraps called Grimm's Tale, which is part of the October pre-order. I'm on her design team too, so I got them ahead of time. And so these like coppery, coral, cinnamon colors went really well with the collection. So that's what I did off camera before I came back. So this is precious, you guys. So I'm zoomed in a lot so that we can just take a look at the flip through and all of the details. So you can see the gold splatter. You can see where I added just a little bit of the sequins, and I went back in and also added enamel dots from the collection. Some of it's on fun foam here as well. So you can see where the glitter is at, and you can see where the splatter is at. So next to the pages, I made sure never to have, like, you know, two gnomes be back to back. They were always like an alternating element. Love how that comes out there too. And then this final page with the gold and the sequins. It adds that shimmer. You can see how it twinkles like when you move the page. And then the back cover is the pumpkin. And then the back side is also full with pages. So definitely give this a shot to try. It's definitely precious, and we can add any photos we want to this. But like I said, I left it blank for now so that it could be just universally seen. And that way, if someone gives it a try with this collection, they know that they can add whatever photos they want into it. So cute. I will leave the links down below for the collection from Fancy Pants Designs. I will also leave the class I took to make this. And I will leave the link to get the sequence pack as well in the description box. Thank you so much for joining me. Please subscribe if you are new to my channel. Give this video a thumbs up, and until next time.